I just got a message from somebody who was talking about praying. She was right. Everybody need to pray. Everybody need to pray. Everybody need to pray. Thank you. Pray hard. I'm gonna tell y'all how I pray though. I mean, you ain't gotta pray like I pray. But I know y'all got these cameras in my eye. It might look like I don't pray. But I pray more than you can imagine. I ain't been praying good like I normally would lately, but it's normally more than I have. Here's the thing. I don't repeat stuff when I ask my Father for something. I know my Father gonna take care of it as soon as I ask for it. So when I pray about something, it's it. Some stuff we still working on that I prayed about a long time ago. And when I don't pray about it, and when I do decide to pray or whatever, I just thank God for everything that He's doing in my life and that He will do in my life. And I pray that God keep me strong during temptation. And of course, I say the prayer that's in the Bible. I say that prayer all the time because it's self-explanatory. The prayer in the Bible, that's it, y'all. That's all you gotta pray. I mean, you can say all the other stuff, but you should have been done said that by now if you in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s. Now you just gotta believe and have faith. And I just say the prayer that's in the Bible that Jesus told us to pray. And that really sums it up. And when I do that, I lock and load it all in the meditation. So when you see me meditating, I am praying. That's what that is. Meditation, from what I understand, is like the second oldest prayer in the world, or the third or something. I think it's the second though. So I just lock and load. So now that we know what we know, and now that I done told you this, you know I pray all the time. And you see me meditating all the time, so I'm praying all the time. I'm locked in with God, y'all. I'm locked in with God. You know? Prayer is vitally important. No matter if you go to church or not. Prayer is always vitally important. Always. And you just heard how I pray. That's how I do it. You know, when I do it the way I do it, and I've been doing it for so long, I watch my prayers manifest. I watch it unfold through the spiritual into the physical. So it's hard to explain, y'all. You have to build that relationship with God. That's all. You can't expect to hear a preacher all the time, you know, which is good. I don't. You took my messages away. You see how you took my messages? You see the energy you projected? You let well, they working on it though. They working on it now. I know my ancestors are working on it, but they took my messages away. All that. One thing I hated that I lost the most on social media was my messages, because I prayed for that. I worked for that for years, you know. And for somebody just to swap my site out, they just doing too much. That's why my ancestors going on here and do what they gotta do with them. And they did so much. Like, God, Lee, go home somewhere. You got the money, you got everything you want, now go on, bye. See you later, alligator. And it's even worse when the justice system ain't doing their job for these kind of people. These people are such a nuisance. They just get on your nerves. So they basically took Everything outside of my Bible that I gotta read, that I can read, that I do read, and what I can do within myself. Which really just making the time with God even more valuable. So it's all right. It ain't so bad. But prayer. Uh, Prayer is important. I mean, the young lady that's sending me the messages, I don't think she know my network swapped up. I think they think this network belongs to the person who swapped my network up. They pretty wicked. So her messages is actually pretty good, but it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, prayer, I always pray. I pray all the time. I lock and load. I don't got to keep asking my Father for something. I don't got to keep asking my Father to do this for me. I already know my Father's going to do that for me. If I earn it and I deserve it and it's not going to be a hindrance in my life, my Father's going to do that for me. You want to see this all taking effect? You want to see God work? Then build a relationship with God. That's the best thing I can tell anybody. Build a relationship with God. It's not my job to get on here and tell y'all, do this and do that, and you ain't did it yet. If you start doing what I'm telling you to do, what I've been telling you to do, we all should be able to live our life by now. Because I walk and pray. I draw and pray. I listen to soothing music and pray. I sleep and pray. I wake up and pray. I pray before I go to sleep. I always pray. I pray more than I do anything else in this world. I always pray. I always give your respect to God. I told y'all when I had that near-death experience and I had to go to the desert to meet God, God said, kneel. Immediately, I had to kneel. Right then and there. I always give my Father respect. If I don't do nothing else for a day, I'm always giving my Father respect. So that's why y'all shouldn't have swapped this energy up. But it was a necessity in, I think, what's going on. So I don't mind it. But I pray all the time. I don't know how you not pray. You got to pray every day. I can't even tell you how often I pray a day. I don't know how many times I pray a day. I know in order for my eyes to work when I draw, I have to focus. You hear that a lot in the astro, focus. So when you focus, when it tell me to focus, I pray. Focus your energy. So I draw a little bit, sit down, focus my energy. Draw a little bit, sit down, focus my... I'm praying when I do that, y'all. I pray a lot. You got to pray for yourselves. Don't expect nobody to get on here to remind you to pray. If somebody got to remind you to pray, and there's something wrong. You say you love God, don't you? So you can send me messages if you want to. That's good. But you don't know my relationship with God. You should know my relationship with God because I done came on here and did what y'all was always scared to do so y'all could get $1. And I'm still here alive and well and living and breathing and still giving these messages out to help you save your soul. And not only am I doing that, you watching stuff unravel. You watching things be remodified around me. You watching the people who done wrong to me, you watching me get justice. That's proof of prayer right there. My father count the times that I walk around this yard. How would I know that if I ain't keeping a relationship with my father? All the times I done walked around this yard, had to be stuck in this yard. Every person who said they were gonna come and help me and didn't help me. Everybody who was supposed to do good by me and didn't do good by me. Everything that was done to me wrong that shouldn't have been done to me. And everyone who was supposed to had not even participated in the doing me wrong, but did do me wrong, everything has been accounted for. A person who prays, get that kind of respect from God. A person who is genuine in their heart, get that kind of respect from God. I don't have nothing, a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of, and I pray to God. I can't tell you how many times I count a day that I pray to God. It done been moments that I was at the top of my game and I prayed to God. And it's been moments that I was at the lowest of my game like now and I pray to God. Do you do that? Or do you only pray to God when you want something? Because for us to still have to send messages to remind each other that we need to pray, something's wrong. I told you my times that I pray to God, but as you can see, since you got these cameras in my house, it's all the time. 11:11 is one of the main times at night. I ain't been hitting it lately because I've been missing the time, but I'm still getting it though. But I lock and load my prayers into my gun, my Gallic gun, which is my prayer in my prayer closet. I lock and load my prayers into my meditation. And when I start meditating, I start praying, I read my Bible and I start praying. I ain't had nothing. Let me tell you how much I love my father. I haven't in like 2 or 3 years had nothing to pray to God about. God already showed me the future. God already showed me what was upcoming. God already showed me what I had to face. So I prayed about it right then and there. And I locked and loaded it in my meditation. I don't repeat myself with my father. He's not stupid. He created everything. Like in Job, I think it's in Job 36 or 35. Job said something to him. He said, can you tell me when I made this planet? Tell me the measurements of this planet? Can you let me know what I need to be doing? What I was supposed to do in this planet? That's what he told me. That's what my father told me. That's what my father told Job. I said, me, huh? That's what my father told Job. My father knows everything, y'all. You don't have to repeat yourself. If anything, you need to search for the Father diligently. So nobody will have to wait for me to get on here and tell you to pray and wait for your next best preacher to tell you to pray. You pray every day. You pray every day, all times of the day if you got to. I pray when I'm driving in my car. If I was a race car driver, I would pray when I'm racing in my car. If I was a boxer, I'd pray when I'm boxing. If I was a fighter, I'd pray when I'm fighting. If I was a fireman, I'm going to pray while I'm doing my fireman business. If I was a policeman, I'm going to pray while I'm a policeman. I pray every day, all time of the day. But you want to see me pray like you pray. You don't tell me to pray like you pray. I already built a relationship with my father. That's why I earned a ranking with my father. My ranking with my father is up there. I had to earn that ranking. That's why when everybody keeps stealing my energy always return right back to me. Because you gotta earn that ranking. You gotta get up there. Just because that's the thing, that's another thing about lovers. I ain't got one, but I'm saying, when I share my energy, share my energy with these lovers, that's what I was gonna tell people today, but I didn't get to it. If a lover do come to me in the future Know your energy before you get to me. Because once you get to me, the gift you're going to get from me is going to elevate you. And I don't need you to start acting after we elevate you as if you the one that gave me something, that gave me a gift. We just gifted each other. So if you come in here, let's say you come in here with money, I don't need you to try to rule me. We don't need to rule each other. We need to help build one another. Because the spiritual gift you're going to get from me is just as good, if not more good, than the physical gift you're going to give to me, if that was the case. Now, let's say we don't meet each other, but the ancestors already started putting us together. What was your energy at before my ancestors started putting us together? That's what we need to focus on. And in order for the people, the ladies and gentlemen out there to understand that, you must become one with yourself and God. You probably got a crew. You probably got a job. You probably got family. You probably got all this stuff. But you still need to build a relationship as an individual with God. Because when I call my energy back, if you gain anything from being in my energy, since you've been in my energy, you need to recognize that. That's all we all need to do. Because when you on this path, the way to heaven is narrow. The way to hell is broad. I noticed something about this planet. God sent his child here. God sends his child here. Do you hear what I'm saying? God sent his child here, and y'all are so high and mighty. Y'all are so on y'all high horse. Y'all got the audacity to tell God's child what to do. Do you see how foolish you are? You first and foremost, you gotta earn these rankings. You gotta earn these colors. I was trying to explain this the other day. I said, people stealing people's energy, not realizing in the astro, they see the smoke, they see the clouds, but I meant to say the colors. Colors separate us. Well, one of the things that separate us, you can't do it. You can't swap destinies with somebody as high vibrational as myself. You can keep sending me these messages, but the network is swapped, so I'm not gonna say nothing about that. But at the end of the day, thank you for the messages, because now I know the messages that some other people need to hear, and I'm just the person to tell it. We need to get to the point where we ain't got to tell each other to pray. We know each other praying. We know we all praying by the way the planet itself is elevating. But as long as people are out here suffering, and as long as people out here and the planet is not elevating, and wars are still coming, turmoil is still showing up, storms are still coming, then I already know ain't nobody praying like they need to be. Because if you truly prayed and you truly meditated like I told you to do it, or like God tell you to do it, and everybody that God sent here told you to do it, we wouldn't be in this situation. Y'all, I told y'all this. You did it, the Dr. Sabian, you did it to all your legends, especially my people. It's time for you to wake up and grow up. I'm the last one. Ain't no more coming down here to tell you what you need to do to clean yourself up, to clean your act up. You gonna have to stand up on your own, woman or man. I always believed in the fact that a man and a woman should be whole before they come together. Because if you whole when you come together, then you got one with God. Don't expect that man to worship like you worship, and you shouldn't expect, you can worship together, yeah. Do that. Two or more come together, it's great things gonna happen. But don't try to transform each other. Don't do that. That's perverse. That's perverse. Both of y'all knew God before you got together. That's why you got together. Now you can learn from one another about God to each other. You can talk about God to each other, what you done learned as an individual, and share it with one another and become stronger together. That's what you call building your house on a mountain. The mountain is God. That's why I told y'all while y'all were throwing them stones, I'm a good man. I ain't got to put in no extra work to be like you because I'm God's child. Wow. You know? Even me can descend and lose my ranking and lose it to somebody else on this planet. But y'all stealing my energy. Y'all taking my energy. So that means I'm already where I need to be with God. You just be careful with the energy you stole. First and foremost, it wasn't wise or smart for none of you guys to even think you could steal the energy of a high priest or high priestess. You can't get up. You didn't get up there to that status the whole time you've been on earth. So what make you think the ancestors, the astro, gonna okay it to you when you don't even reach that status quo? You just set yourself up to fail. Now you can just, like I told y'all about energy earlier, when you steal that kind of energy, it ain't but two ways out of it. Admitting to it and letting it go and giving back what you stole, or dying faster than slow. I'm telling y'all facts. I'm telling y'all how it works. Ain't no games here. So listen to what I'm telling you. I'm gonna say this one more time. I ain't gonna say this no more. I don't repeat myself with I believe in God for real. I don't play with God. I believe in God for real. I know when I ask my Father something, He's taking care of it right then and there. It's things that my Father still taking care of that I asked for years ago. And I already know not to ask Him again because I know He's taking care of it. I'm seeing it manifest. I'm living in one of my dreams right now. It don't look like that to y'all because you don't know what my dream was, because you ain't been listening. Your dream was to be rich. Your dream was to be like Michael Jordan. Your dream was to be successful. Your dream was to have a big house. Your dream was to have nice stuff. That wasn't my dream. My dream was be put in the position where the world can hear me so I can change souls and watch it transition. Watch the planet itself transition into a better position. And don't it look like I'm living my dream? Stop missing it. That's how my heart is. My heart pure as gold. I hope so. I would love for it to be so. I try my best every day to give my all to my Father. I worry myself some days, asking myself, what more can I do for my Father? What more to do for you, Father? What else can I do for you, Father? And the last thing my Father told me was live your life. And that made me feel good. Because that's basically Him saying, you're doing a great job, son. Now I want you to be happy as well. You come here to live a life as well. Now live your life. So y'all need to stop that. You don't want nobody to dance. You don't want nobody here. I'm right with God. I got gifts. I'm tapped into my angel mode. It's no joke. Now let me tell you this. I wasn't gonna tell y'all this. People used to put magic on me and put damn, y'all so irritating out there because you don't truly believe like you think you do. People used to put coffin nails in my yard. And they used to do stuff. I don't know what they used to do, but they used to tear the energy up. And I prayed to God one day in my yard. You should have had it on these cameras because it wasn't that long ago. It was probably a couple years ago, 3 years ago. I said, God, what am I going to do about all this magic they keep throwing? This is how gifted I am. I wasn't going to tell y'all this, but I'm going to tell you now because you're getting on my nerves. He said, lick it, son. That's all I had to do. You know how many magic spells people got to go out there and buy? You know how much rich witchcraft stuff y'all got to go out there and buy? You know how much seances and altar spells y'all got to do just to get some of that kind of magic out for you? All I had to do was lick it. taking a piece of my hair to your house will curse you. I'm blessed by God. That's my Father. Y'all, I don't have to do what y'all got to do. Y'all need to do what I had to do and what Jesus Christ had to do so you can get closer. As long as you out there trying to tell somebody how to live, how to dress, and how to act, you are not as close to God as you think you are. You are scared of yourself. You don't even know who yourself is. I heard this story one time. It was about a person that did surgery all over themselves. They had a near-death experience. They just got some money and had a near-death experience. And they talked to God and said, God, how long do I got to live? And God told them how long they got to live. It was a long, prosperous life. They took the money after they had the near-death experience and they reconstructed their whole body with surgery. And they died instantly, hit a bus hit them. And they went to heaven. And God said, and they asked God, you lied to me. You lied to me. You said I wasn't gonna die until this time. And God was like, oh, that's you? That's the same thing with that makeup y'all keep putting on y'all face. That's the same thing with all this stuff you keep covering yourself with. That's the same exact thing. I come to God as I am. That's what that means. Y'all always make it as a church. You come to the church as you, and even if you did go to that church as you want to go, they'll kick you out of it. I know. I done been in that position before. No matter what, though. You don't call, that's how weak you know what? To my people, nobody else does this. I want y'all to know that I'm gonna keep calling y'all out because you need to grow up. Nobody else does this. I know y'all probably doing it. I'm gonna write it off as the fact that you're trying to do it to get me out here to say something, which is understandable. But you don't really want to keep pushing them buttons because I got a job to do for God anyway. I love the support. That's fine too. I ain't gonna say what I don't need because it's healthy. But know what you know what you know. I work for God. I've been doing this before you even started coming to my door or sending me messages. So I'm gonna do them until it's time to go. My job is to save souls. My job ain't to make money like you making money. My job ain't to go over there and change folks the way you are changing folks. My job is to change and help save souls so we can elevate this world the right way. I didn't humiliate myself for you to feel sorry for me. And that, like, you didn't do that anyway. You didn't feel sorry for me and you didn't help me no way. And some of you still stealing the ciphering energy and saying you on God's side. So you need me to say something anyway. Now, I'm telling y'all, I'm real with God. Don't let my ancestors take you apart over there because they decompose folks. And if you had eyes and if your heart wasn't serious, you would see not to play in my energy. But I appreciate the messages though. Plus I know this network is swapped up. And as long as it's like that, I submit to and apologize for certain things. Because everything is swapped up. But know what you know what you know. I take God serious, more serious than anything in my life. Now let me show it to you one more time. When I get up, I pray. You see me meditating, people messing with my electronic devices so they'll go off and on. Who doing that? That part of the stadium group? That's when I pray. So why are you interrupting me when I'm meditating when you know that's when I pray? I don't repeat myself with my Father. You do. You programmed yourself to do that. I'm ancient. Y'all barely, you know what to do and you still ain't doing it right. All these legends done came and died. You done killed them, put them in boxes and murdered them. And you still ain't getting it right. Stole their ideas, ciphered all their energy, sold them out to the wrong people just so you can clout chase and you still ain't getting it right. You've been going in cycles and an embarrassing cycle at that. You sacrificing your own just to get $1. Now, I shouldn't have to get on here to tell nobody to pray. Because if you pray the right way and you do what Jesus told you to do, you do what God told you to do, then we wouldn't have all these problems in the world today, and we'll all be elevating. I know, because I pray and it works every day. My life is changing every day. My life is advancing every day. My life is getting better every day. No, you don't see the cars. No, you don't see the house. No, you don't see the money. No, you don't see the honeys. That ain't got nothing to do with me elevating. My Father worked internally, then externally. I had a whole lot of internal problems, just like you. The hardest thing to tame on the body is the tongue. Y'all ain't doing that. Y'all ain't got there yet, because if you did, you in your naked mind, you thinking cussing people out and talking bad words. And some of y'all city folks sound just as country. You pick on us country folks sound like that, but hell, y'all sound the same damn way. That ain't it. Your tongue can be, it can be as simple as you trying to transform somebody to worship God your way, and you don't even know if that's the way God wants you to worship. Jesus' way is the way. The best way for me. And I'm saying that, I ain't saying that because of what somebody taught me. I ain't saying that because of what I just learned in that book. I'm saying it because I done read that book and I put it into motion. I'm faith with works. I work and have faith. Faith without works is nothing. Y'all just want something to cipher. Now you ask God to forgive you and hopefully have mercy on you. Because I can hear y'all saying some of my stuff. I can hear y'all recycling some of my stuff. You better be on the right side. You see what happened to the rest of the people. And now the whole world know ain't nobody playing. I'm going to come outside and pray. I do it every day. I'm going to come outside and exercise it. I do it every day. Unless I'm hurt or something, I'm going to pray and meditate because I do it every day. Y'all got these cameras inside and outside of my house. What, you need a certain time now? Well, God's time ain't our time, so you figure it out. Damn. I told y'all I'm a good man. Y'all still trying to find the monster. You sleeping with the monster. You on your knees with the monster. You doing whatever for the monster. You travel the world for the monster. I ain't never been a monster. I fight monsters. I exercise monsters. I done turned a monster into an angel plenty times. Now y'all know though. Now y'all know. Now y'all know. When you see me in there meditating, you got the cameras in my house, right? You see me in there meditating, I'm praying. Y'all want to see somebody get on their knees, don't you? Well, you better go ask God who I am. If you was tapped in the right way, you'll know already. And I do sometimes. But sometimes a person like me get in trouble for getting on their knees. You didn't know that, did you? I said this before on iHigh Entertainment. If y'all didn't let all them people steal and cipher my energy and chop it all to pieces, you'll know not to be coming at me like that. And if I'm wrong, then why is my Father still protecting me? Out of everything me and my Father talk about, I'm a direct conduit. Not once have he told me to get on my knees. Well, yeah, he have when I got in trouble, yeah, plenty of time. But I'm talking about, the way y'all talking about. I want to. I want to get on my knees and pray to God. Lord knows I do. But God told me I'm just different. I'm royalty. I'm just different. I don't know who I am yet. That's going to be the gift after all this. Y'all can't be me, though. You can only be the best you can be in God's eyes, because that's who God made you to be. Jesus telling y'all what to do. Hell, even your competition telling y'all about me. It's just my own people think it's a joke. That's why the messages that I am getting, I'm listening to a whole different type of people probably. Well, some of them. Some of y'all ain't lost, completely lost. But y'all need to understand royalty. You need to understand ancient history. You need to understand comedic ancient history. It's a lot of stuff y'all need to be studying, but you're too scared to study it because you programs. My father create programs. I'm a direct conduit to God. It's real. If you know that, you'll know. Now go look it up. Even Jesus himself don't have to kneel no more. He did when y'all saw him. Y'all think that's why I just told you. I keep throwing hints. My father don't repeat himself. My brother already done earned his ranking. When he come back, he ain't getting on his knees probably. Unless he want to. We do when we up there with God, yeah, all the time. We always on our knees when we pray to God. When we up there in heaven. Y'all ain't us. Y'all keep trying to compare us. What if I got on my knees? I'm going to get on my knees tonight. And everything going to be the same thing tomorrow. I guarantee you that. And then I might even have to descend just because you told me to get on my knees. And now I'm going to be in trouble because man told me to do something after God, a direct conduit. I got a direct channel to God. He done told me what I need to be doing. Y'all all over here in my business and ain't learning for yourselves. That's all you want to see is somebody get on their knees. And that's a good thing, getting on your knees and pray. That's what you're supposed to do. But I'm God's vessel. Y'all would know what y'all is if you finally elevate. You ain't even got your higher self yet. Let me give y'all a better example. Because I see everybody been going off on y'all on YouTube. Y'all must be getting on folk nerves. Let me give you a better example. Elevate at least to the point till you get to your higher self. And then try to get out here and tell somebody what to do. Because when you finally elevate to your higher self, you're going to educate yourself more in every way fashionable, and you ain't nobody around you going to be able to stop you. Because the way to heaven is narrow. The way to hell is broad. If you elevating in the physical, you can feel it in the physical. I mean, if you elevating in the spiritual, you can feel it in the physical. And once you elevate and get to your higher self, oh, the game finna change. Because each and every last one of us, 8.2 billion of us, got a higher self. Go in now, elevate, meditate, and reach your higher self. That's going to take a whole lot of studying. The problem is you program and you are scared. And I keep telling you that if you scared and you don't want to search for God diligently, well, do it in God's closet. You go in God's prayer closet, right? You can do whatever you want to do with God in your closet because it's just you and God in that closet. You ain't got to worry about going to your Catholics and your Christian and your Muslim, none of that. You go in God's closet, you talk to God, you elevating, right? You elevating with God. Some stuff is I keep personal with just me and God anyway. I don't tell nobody. Y'all done got programmed to the point where you got to go and tell somebody everything. Well, is that person God or do you believe in God? I ain't never had nobody I can run to. And that was a blessing in disguise. Y'all sit here and got these cameras on me. I ain't got nobody to call, nobody to love. Just a whole bunch of false stuff, false promises, hypocrites, and everybody else telling me all kind of crap. Some of y'all, about 2 or 3 or 4 people I listen to now on the norm. And I think they pretty okay. Or 5 people. I don't deal with a lot of people. Even on social media. And I'm really just trying to focus on my situation when I'm listening to them. And they be helpful in that situation. That's it. But elevating with God, I'm doing that anyway, y'all. Some of y'all still got problems between y'all legs, can't keep that thing in control. Some of y'all can't keep the way you think in control. Some of you can't keep that tongue in control. Some of you can't keep the way, you can't even control your household. And you gonna tell somebody that, like me, got all their chakras in the line, that's where God, the divine, can come into the vessel and relax and chill with his whole squad. And you got the audacity to fish your mouth and to tell me what I need to be doing. Just because of the fact that you can even think like that, need to let you know you need to get something done. Don't come storm. I ain't trying to get riled up. This network swapping stuff, I'll be glad when it's over. Cause I want to change it myself, but something telling me do not do that. Something telling me something getting worked on, and it's all part of the plan. So I'm trying to take into consideration that I might have to deal with this a lot longer than I want to. But I'm good. Y'all ain't got to get me out here. I'm going to do this anyway. Let me sleep. Let me rest. Y'all the one that's trying to keep me. My father told me to rest. My father said when I'm tired, rest. If you notice, you don't never see me set an alarm clock. My father gets me up, y'all. You ain't never thought about that, dude. You too busy trying to control me. You need to get yourself ready before you even come to see me, no matter who y'all are out there. You need to make sure you know your energy before you come to see me. Because when you come and see me, you ain't going to get all that negativity that you've been getting when you go see everybody else, STDs and everything else, and think it's okay. You're going to come to me and elevate in frequency. So you know your frequency when you come to me, so you won't disrespect my frequency once you get to me, because my frequency gonna possibly elevate your frequency. And I don't need my frequency to elevate your frequency just so you can get the big head and start acting like you can tell me what to do with my frequency. Now figure that out.